Up until this point, we've been ignoring this piece right here, which is a placeholder for assigning categories to our entries. And Craft makes adding a coffee style, like we are right here, easy using the category feature in Craft. And if you've worked with other CMSs, I think you'll realize that Craft's category setup is similar, but it's a lot better. Now, what we want to do is add a coffee style to each of our drinks, like perfect espresso. Let me go into the drink entries here, and iced coffee, and also to the entries in our recipe section as well. So we could just create a field for this where we just entered in the style, and then that'd be kind of silly, right? Because we'd have to type it each time. It's prone to error, and it's just bad data modeling. That's not an option at all. And if you ever see that, then you probably want to run in the other direction. But we're going to use Craft's categories to organize both the recipes and drinks using the same set of categories. And the nice part is that we're going to be able to display them side by side as well. So the first thing we need to do is find a place to store our categories. So let's go into Settings. And then in Settings, we go to the Categories option under Content. And we have this concept of category groups. So there are no category groups by default, but we want to create one. So we'll create a new category group and we'll give it a name. For our category group, we'll give it the name Drink Styles. And that will create the handle with the same name, camel cased. And the name and the handle, of course, should be descriptive of what the category group is. If you find your name is long, and the handle is also long, you can manually trim the handle so you don't have to type out a Tolstoy novel every time you want to access this category group in a template. We can also set whether the max levels need to be more than unlimited, and this is the maximum number of nesting of the category that we can have. Or if we just want to say like 5 is the limit, that's fine. And then for the category URI format, this is for the category page. It's by default is drink style /slug based on the name. And I'm just going to do it as /styles. Now I could do something like recipe /styles, but these categories are going to be used more than just recipes. So we'll do styles then slug. And the template is going to be styles /entry. We still need to create this category template. So we're going to do that right now, actually, so we don't forget. So in the code, I'm going to go to the templates, create a new directory called styles, and then a new file, entry.twig. And this is the category styles template. And then we'll save it. So if I go back to my category group, you can see there's another field layout tab here. If I go to that, Craft gives me the option to define my field layout when I'm first creating the category group. However, I don't yet have the fields that I need created. So let's do that, and then we'll come back to this. So if we go to Settings again, to Fields. Now for fields, we'll just put this in Styles. So for the fields, by default, the category name we will get automatically with each category group. But I'd also like to have a description of the style to display on the category page. So I'm going to create a new field, and we'll call it style description with the handle style description, and we'll keep it as plain text, and then we'll also allow line breaks. And save it. Now that we have that field created, we can add it to the field layout. So going back in to the categories, to drink styles, and then to our field layout, I can now go to styles and drag up our style description and click save. And now when we created our category group, you can see on the left, we got this categories menu item right here. If I click on that, you can see I get a listing page here, and I can look at the drink styles categories. I have 0, so let's create a new one. All right, I'm going to create a new one. So espresso, all drinks made with the delicious espresso roasted bean and pressure brewed technique, we'll say. And click save. So when we do that, we're brought back to the listing page, and you can see that we have the title, and we can click off to the front end of that. And I can also customize my layout here. I can also get maybe the URI and the link description. We'll put it like that, and we'll save it. There we go. So now we have the title, style description, the URI, and the link here. So now that we have a category created in a category group, how do we get these categories assigned to our entries for our recipes and our drinks? Well, to do that, we need to add a field to each of those. So we'll go into our settings. Let's go into recipes first, into our entry type. And right in here, I need to add a field for the category style. All right, so let's create our field. Go into fields. I'm going to add it into styles because that's where it's going to belong. And I'll say drink style. And the field type will be categories. And from here, we choose the source, which is drink styles. And we'll limit the number of selectable category branches. I'm going to choose 1. And we'll say add a drink style for the label. And then save it. And now, if I go back into my section and then recipes to my entry type, I have this drink style category field. I'm going to put it at the top so it doesn't get lost and save it. And now we'll go back into our entries. Let's go to recipes, perfect espresso. And you can see right here we have our drink style. And I can just select one that's already there. And now it's assigned to this entry and click save. So now we can also go into our drinks and add the field there as well. So if I go to settings, sections, into my drinks entry type, add drink style to the top, save it. And I can go into these drinks now. Let's say perfect espresso, add drink style, and save. So now I have the drink style or the category assigned to a couple different entries, and they're all pulling from the same category group. Now that we have that done, we are ready to move on to implementing the categories in our templates and code.